threw me away. I will stay strong because I long for the one still waiting for me.
And we're live.
Wow, yeah, you wanna? Do it, go. This is Lamar. Wow.
All right.
Wow. I feel like you're like, I want to say like a Holy Spirit person or something. Are you?
I'm working on it. I think that when you sing this way, when you work on singing this way, and you're not sort of obsessed with sort of these very European, like sort of parlor or like kinds of operatic things, and you're sort of, and particularly when you sing the kind of music that I'm singing, that was obviously.
What is that type of music?
That song is an African American spiritual, so it's like slaves.
Oh, so it is like.
So it's a feel song, yeah. I mean,
wow.
in that sense, it's a feel song. I mean, I write lots of different kinds of things. That's actually not my song, but I write a lot of things that sound like spirituals and sound like these very old songs because I'm sort of trying to evoke spirit. And I mean,
so you did then, because if that's the first thing that I said, then obviously.
No, I mean, well,
I felt the same thing like he was channeling something.
Something,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. I've had the same feeling. He was drawing me in more and more.
Well, that means that I'm doing my job. Like, it's funny because someone in the audience was pacing around before the show, and someone was like, "Are you nervous or something?" And I just sort of didn't say anything. But the thing about it, sometimes, and I said to you in an email that I didn't want to sort of do the interview before I sang because it
Yeah,
takes a certain amount of focus.
Absolutely.
And I'd like to just, sort of pinpoint that and not, I'm very sensitive, so, so I would get sort of pulled in by all the sort of things happening around me, and I just needed to sort of focus in on.
Well, you did it. You nailed it. You and Lamar. That was
Thank
amazing.
you. And I wanted to point out the CD that I just released
we'll show it.
earlier in the year. It has on the cover an image of a lynching from 1863. It's from the draft riots that happened here in New York, and there was a black man who was lynched. It's an illustration of that. And a lot of the
where in New York did it happen? Do you know?
I don't remember the specific
Was
street.
it in the city?
It was in the city. That was absolutely in the draft riots.
1863.
1863.
I just heard about. Sorry.
Around the 5 points.
Oh, that's where it was. Okay, so like Lafayette, somewhere.
Just in the news or something.
I just heard that.
Too. There's just something about it. Did they have something around that? Yeah.
I don't pay attention to the news. I'm sorry.
I just heard something about this.
Something about that. I agree.
No news is good news.
Yeah,
But,
I don't watch the news either.
But the point that I'm making is that on the cover of the album, I'm sort of doing this. I sort of surround the lynching with a cross, and I'm sort of trying to make this parallel between Christianity and lynching. In that, Jesus was this like figure that was crucified and it was allegedly this sort of outcast who represents, all of these possibilities for like potentially outcast. It's been bastardized Christianity.
Like us.
Yeah, us, exactly.
Yes, that's why we need a show on
but
network.
Since, I'm not really a Christian and it doesn't really resonate with me, I'm sort of trying to embrace the lynched man as a Christ figure. And so the new album that I'm working on is like all about, well, a lot of it focuses on the castration that would happen during lynching. Like often they would, when they would lynch black men, they would cut off their penises and sell them. They would pickle them and sell them, or photograph the penises and sell them. And it's this thing in American history where people would be like, they did unspeakable things. They would usually talk about the castration of the dismemberment as unspeakable things. And we end up like, in my generation of people who don't fully understand what the unspeakable thing is. And we end up with a culture that sort of has this way of sexualizing black men or sort of thinking about the black phallus in this way that's like not fully historicized. So I'm sort of writing a bunch of songs.
Wow,
now
you
that's
are
sort of
really
changing.
like talking to a lot of things right now. So where are you from?
I grew up in Mobile, Alabama. And then I went to college in San Francisco, and then I moved here about 4 years
Now,
ago.
when were you always like driven to that whole lynching? Well, in Alabama, it must have been different than here.
I was really. There was actually lynching when I was 3 or 4 in like 1983 or 4 something. I know I was born in 1979, and so like there was a lynching that happened in Mobile, Alabama around that time, and I remember when I was a kid, like sort of, and I was really young, and then it sort of, but it just really, you think of it as this like sort of old thing, but it
still happened.
As recently as the 80s, it happened.
And do you think it's still happening today? I wouldn't be
there
surprised.
are all kinds of. I think that it's important to like sort of not think about this Negro question in terms of like just like this horrible thing that happened to black people or just that happened here in the United States. In Uganda now, they're like killing.
It's not only here.
Yeah, they're killing people who are gay, or,
Right.
And all kinds of things that are happening, in Israel and with the Palestinians, and all kinds of murder that are happening globally. So it becomes like this moment where we can hopefully reflect on all the horrible things that are happening everywhere. And hopefully want to do something about it.
Like singing the blues, like gets rid of the blues.
Well,
so you sing it and hopefully
that's essentially, the blues is very much what I'm doing.
Yeah. So do you play out? Do you have gigs?
I do. I'm opening for the Neo Futurists this weekend. They are.
Nice.
Oh, you know the Neo Futurists.
Yeah.
So much baby, so much.
Light makes the baby go blind.
Exactly, makes the baby go blind. I'm opening their show. They're just having me open like with 3
Nice.
songs on Saturday night.
Where's
And
that?
so that is on 4th Street. Does anyone know the theater? It's like 4th and like 2nd Avenue.
Yeah, it's
Second
called the
and
Crane.
The Crane Theater. That's right.
Look at that, Rachel.
And they're an amazing group. Actually.
Future co-host.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
And so that's
definite.
the next thing I have coming up.
Nice. And how do people find you?
On the internet, you can. Lamar is my name. You can Google me. Everyone knows how to do that. Right?
Yes.
So I won't bother you with like my internet.
Yeah, and I saw you just walking down the street, and
I know it's very exciting. It was very Hollywood, wasn't it?
I just was like, I want you on my show.
I sort of felt discovered.
You are discovered.
It's very exciting.
Yeah, and since you're discovered, and you were so kind to come, and we're so happy, would you share a skeleton from your closet with me, please?
Yeah, I heard that. I mean, there's really nothing. I mean, honestly, I mean, everything is sort of out there. I mean,
Well, that's okay. It can be out there. It doesn't have to be a secret. Just
I mean, I used to do
fun little
I used to
story.
do sex work. I mean, but that's not really a skeleton because I was on a tour called the Sex Worker Art Show Tour in like 2007 and 2009.
So what did you do?
It's not a skeleton. I mean, I any number of things. I did like dom work. I mean, I mostly like got my dick sucked and like speaking of. Fetishizing black male penises.
Right, yeah.
I mostly.
See that?
I got paid very well for that.
Right.
Great job.
And I want to say one more thing about because I rewatched American Pimp the other night, and I was thinking, American. I mean, there was this amazing moment when this guy was like, he stopped being a pimp and became a blues singer. He said the great thing about it is that I can wear the same clothes. And then I thought, and so I love that part of it, but I just didn't, this whole thing of pimping women out or pimping anyone out, I mean, it's a capitalist thing and I understand that they're sort of entrepreneurial, but I mean, why not go out there and suck dick themselves? I mean, that was seriously, all these pimps, especially these black male pimps who are,
Right.
perhaps well endowed, but even if you're not well endowed, was something I was thinking about. Even just the sort of the aura around the black things, even if it's small, is enough, I think, for people to pay. And be very excited about it. Even if you're older, I mean, I think in porn now, I think there are a lot of older black men. There's not this sort of youthful thing.
Stereotype.
Yeah. I mean, I think as long as
You just have to be
so I think
black.
all those pimps. So I think all those pimps out there exploiting women, and I don't want to, judge the women because there's any number of I would never want to judge the person in that position. But for the men, just go ahead and suck dick yourself. That's all. That's my message.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta have a
That's one to grow
National
on.
Sandy Day. Yeah. So you recommend that to all the men out there?
To all the pimps. Well, all the men in general. No, but specifically to those who
Suck your own.
want to exploit women in some kind
No.
of way.
I know you're there saying it for the right reason,
Well, and also, I mean, I did it,
and it didn't seem to hurt you at all.
No, I'm fine.
You're fine. Do you like Prince?
I do actually. I do.
I
do. He's a funk man. He's in the
Yeah.
deep tradition of blues and funk.
Yeah.
He's he's
who else is the inspiration?
I listen to a lot of opera singers. I mean, Leontine Price is I don't know if anyone even knows who the fuck that is.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, but she's this idol of mine, Leontine and Jessie Norman. I mean, blues people like Robert Johnson and Son House. Gospel singers like Mary Williams. I listen to black metal, death metal music. My boyfriend are sort of really into.
So you're doing anything special for this week of Pride?
Oh no.
Do you do anything
I
like
don't do that.
No, I know.
I don't really connect with that bourgeois gay thing.
I'm with you.
You're
You're gay and proud, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah. No, the thing is, I never really came out as. I don't really identify as gay. I was never. When I was in high school, I dated girls and I dated boys, and it just wasn't. Everyone just knew it, and it wasn't a big. It was just.
Was that in Alabama?
I went to yes, it was the Alabama School of Fine Arts. I went to high school like you.
Okay.
And I was an art major actually, and so
Good for you.
in my high school, it was just
You look like an art major.
Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
singing, it looked like a singing. Anyway, so. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's me.
Well, I'm so glad you came on, and
Thank you for having me.
yeah, thanks for being here. And is there any other shout-outs, anything you want to say, do?
I'm going to be touring later this summer.
Where?
I'm going to Toronto and Boston. I mean, just sort of an East Coast thing. I'm hopefully going as far down as New Orleans. So if you're out there in New Orleans,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love New Orleans.
Toronto and all those places. So
That's
yeah,
a pretty big spread.
yeah. They do it on a bus, so it'll be easy. I have a smaller keyboard, and I'm just gonna. I'm
Wow.
trying to reconnect with my DIY roots. I mean, I kind of grew up in these and this sort of going to punk rock shows where they would you get there and they pass out a lyric sheet because they'd be going ah, and you couldn't understand what they were saying.
Well,
And
I
they
couldn't
did hardcore
really
music.
understand. What were your lyrics, actually?
Oh, no more. Well, I should have had a lyric sheet. No more auction block for me. No more auction block for me. Many thousand gone. No more loveless life for me. No more loveless life for me.
That's what you were singing?
Yes.
Did
One more.
anyone catch that?
I got no more.
Okay, so we could have used the lyric sheet.
Okay,
You're the punk rock opera singer.
Yeah. But I mean, it was that sort of that DIY thing. The lyrics would be all about these it was horrible. The horrible things that are to animals and say you should be vegan, or about sexism or patriarchy.
Right.
Anyways, I'm trying to do a show where a tour where I kind of go places like that. These sort of backyards or DIY spaces and do my thing, my crazy thing.
I think you're going to do it. Of course. Well, when you finish it and come back, would you
Yes.
come tell us all about
Yes,
it?
I'd love to.
Oh, that would be awesome. So thank you so much. You're gorgeous.
Yeah.
You're gorgeous. And we're going to be back with a funny little bunch of friends. And what's up, Tobiah?
I'm honored.
Aww.
I think you're
Thank you.
you're in a whole different plane. I like it.
Yeah.
And you're free, and I like that.
I feel like I'm connected. I don't feel like he's in that different of a place.
Well, maybe not for you. I don't know. Maybe you're riding on the same ship. I don't know.
I think she's in a similar, yeah.
Oh, hallelujah.
Yeah.
And we'll be right back with that thought. Yes. ReW WhO.
I don't know.